Hi, good evening, and happy 75th Independence Day to all of us. We have today with us Wanitha Ashok, who's a Get Fit India ambassador, and couldn't find a better day than today to get her on with us. Thank you for joining us on Sundays with Sheetal, Vani.
Oh,
And
thank you so much.
I said किसी और तरीके नहीं तो इसी तरह तेरे साथ मैं वर्कआउट कर लेती हूँ है So Vanita's been in the fitness business for as long as I can remember, I think a couple of decades now. And she has slowly but surely made her mark on the fitness landscape of Bangalore for sure. And now it's gone across India and even global because now she is doing all the stuff she's known for all her really fun dance, aerobics, and fitness and functional training all online, which she's going to tell us about. And she's so happy doing it online that she doesn't want to get back to studio life again. So, Vanitha, welcome. Tell us a little bit about your fitness journey.
Yeah, thank you so much, my dear. Thanks for having me over, Zaivic, Wanitha, and Sheetal. I was waiting for this. I said, when is Sheetal going to call me for Sheetal on the Sheetal, Sundays with Sheetal?
On the right day.
I know. I said, okay. She chose a special day because, exercise is about being independent or being dependent on other people, physically and monetarily. Okay, financially, you cannot be a burden to your family. Physically, you cannot be a burden to your family. And how can you change that? Only by taking care of yourself. You want to mute other people?
Neelam, can you mute everybody else, please? Yeah, unmuted. Yeah. Let's go.
So it is so important to take care of ourselves. Only we can help ourselves, and help is at the end of our hand. But people seem to be carried away. They lead a robotic life, and you know what? A mechanical life. They're not bothered. They're not bothered about the tomorrow. They're just bothered about today and enjoying life today. And according to them, life is about eating whatever they want, going to parties and skipping exercises. Somebody identify.
Maybe I should have let somebody else moderate today. Guilty on all counts. Guilty on all counts.
Okay. In general, that's the way life is. And that is where I come in. Get Fit India was initiated about 18 years ago when I got into this industry, because I also am a social activist. And I thought I should bring a change into my country's mindset and share them the most important facts about exercising is not weight loss. Exercise is about transformation and, keeping disease away, curing illnesses, controlling illness. And all this is very important for us to enjoy a dream life, one life, and everybody says, live it. If you're going, how are you going to live it if you're not in good health, if you don't have good fitness levels, right? If somebody's, wish list, wish on the bucket list is to go to Himalayas and trek. I know a lot of people who are, who want to climb Mount Everest and, go to Japan. I know one person who wants to go to Japan, Mount Fuji. And all those things, how will you achieve it if you don't have any fitness level? You can't go see Mount Fuji. You have to, climb it, right? So that is where fitness comes in. To live your dream life, you need to be in good health and you need to be fit and strong. Mentally, physically, emotionally.
Can you come a little closer because we can't hear you very clearly?
Okay.
So now tell me, how difficult is it to get into this fitness mode?
Not at all. Not at all. If somebody thought, exercise is like about spending 2 to 3 hours a day in the gym, then they are completely wrong and mistaken. And if somebody is spending about 2 to 3 hours in the gym, you're putting yourself to illness. Okay, you're wearing and tearing.
1 second, Meenakshi. Okay, they're all off now.
Yeah. So it is not advisable medically to spend so much time in the gym. Of course, I'm not talking about bodybuilders. I'm talking about general fitness. And if you are somebody who's doing that, and then you will put yourself to various problems. One of them is overuse of your muscles and joints. Okay, you will lead them to wear and tear. And you will also, if you're a woman, you will, it will affect your periods. Lack of periods will lead to further health problems, and this shouldn't be entertained at all. And also you will not be able to sleep well in the night because of over exercising. And also your body does not need that kind of exercise. All you need is 1 hour of your time, and anybody has that 1 hour, however busy they are. It's like only 2%, 4% of their 24 hours is what they need to get fit and strong, provided they do the right kind of things.
So tell me, is it necessary to do 1 hour together, or can we break it up into 2 half-hour sessions?
Okay, you can do this. You can do, see, if you want to lose weight, then there are two important components of fitness that you need to do. One is cardiorespiratory exercises, one is strength training exercise. So, every day, if you're on weight loss, okay, if your goal is to lose weight, then every day go for a walk 40 to 60 minutes without fail. Brisk walk alone. Even if you're walking with somebody, zip that mouth, don't walk the talk. Okay, just walk. All right, and that can be 40 minutes every day. All right, weekly 2 times you can do strength training exercises. 2 to 3 is what is recommended, total body strength training. And that can be about for say 30 to 40 minutes. So doable, right? That is doable. And you can always split it. You don't have to spend the entire time, you don't have to become a gym rat.
So when you say brisk walk, what do you mean? Everyone's concept of brisk walk is very different.
Very different, yes. It depends on the age of a person, fitness level of a person, and it also depends on the weight of a person. And you know what? When I used to walk way back, before I became aerobic instructor, I used to walk. When I used to walk, I would get comments from people walking from the opposite side or next to me. My walk was so brisk. They would say, "Ha, tandi hawa aa raha hai. Oh, tufan dekha." Look at the jet going. People would comment that. I would just smile and give them a thumbs up and go. So mine was not running, but as good as running. I could even race a person who is running. Okay, that speed was because of my fitness level.
That was when you were young and all that. Now, suppose, let's assume I want to start walking. I haven't exercised in maybe 4 years now. Okay. Now, if for me, do I check my briskness by my heart rate or the speed, or what? How do I measure whether I'm actually doing a brisk walk?
Yes. So anybody else who's inspired now and want to walk and you'll be burning calories. You gotta start slow. Don't rush it day one. Like Sheetal, you yourself, you said you haven't exercised in 4 years and you mean to start it right after this show. You will. And you know what? Start slow. Okay, give yourself 15 minutes, then gradually build it up. It is based on fit principle: frequency, intensity, and then a variation. Okay. And then you start with frequency, the number of days you walk. Start with 2 to 3 days a week. All right, you alternate it if you want. Then increase the time. Then increase the intensity. This way, you will not hate exercises and you will stick on to our exercise regime. Doing too much too soon, when your body is not ready, it will lead to hatred towards exercising.
Right.
So your heart rate, that's the point. Okay, when you walk, lots of people tell me, I walk 8 kilometers. I walk 10 kilometers. It's not kilometers. Go by time. Okay. In 40 minutes, how much 8 kilometers was covered in how many minutes? You did it for 40 today. Aim at 38 tomorrow. So that means you are working, really hard. Your strides are a little faster and your movement is a little faster. So that is how you build, and your heart rate.
I see all my friends wearing their Fitbits and their Apple Watches, and everybody is counting 10,000 steps.
Yeah.
Now, is that good enough in a whole day to finish 10,000 steps? Or is it better to do 1 hour of dedicated cardiovascular where your heart rate is going the way it's supposed to go, like a high intensity, low intensity, I think that's called interval training. Is that better, or is it okay just to do 10,000 steps a day?
Okay. Sheetal, you have asked me about 3 kind of questions in the same question, but let me break it up for you. The heart rate wala thing is what should be, parameter or to gauge your, fitness. Okay, your cardiorespiratory fitness. Okay, in cardiorespiratory fitness, we have cardiorespiratory strength and endurance. How long can you keep up that intensity is endurance. How long can you do is your, everyday fitness leads to strengthening your heart. So that is very important. No matter how skinny you are, you need to exercise, do cardio exercises to strengthen your heart, to build its efficiency. So now Fitbit, so 10,000 steps. So, there are people walk up 10,000 steps and they kick off, the last 300 steps left. I'm going to walk it up and get my 10,000, thinking they'll lose weight. No, exactly not. So it is good. It is good for your health. If you want to lose weight, then it is 15,000 steps per day. Okay, and there's something called NEAT, where you sneak in exercises. Even if you have exercised for 1 hour, even if you have got your 15,000, 10,000 steps, make it a point not to sit down all through the day. Just walk up and take that periodic breaks to prevent blood circulation. To prevent stiff joints and improve blood circulation. So now 6,000 steps is recommended for general health. Okay, and overall, please, if you are somebody who's glued to your desk, then you need a Fitbit. You need a fitness tracker to be accountable to that. So if you notice, they wouldn't even have got 2,000 steps the entire day. All right. Even a person who's exercising, like you said, 1 hour, 8 kilometers, whatever, they still don't get their 10,000 steps in that. They don't get their 10,000. They still have to. I do my aerobic classes, and 1 hour class, I get about 3,000, 4,000 steps, depending on the moves. But I still need to make up for the 10,000 steps. Okay.
So you're saying even if I do a 1 hour of cardio, I still need to manage 15,000 steps a day to lose weight.
Yes. No, you need to do strength training. More than that, diet. Diet plays a very important role, and these are all calorie burners. The calorie burners.
No, what I want to know, Vani, is now tomorrow if I'm starting a workout schedule and I start with say 3 days a week of cardio and 2 days of strength training. Now, do I still need to do the steps every day and maintain my steps every day despite that?
You should. Oh. Not 15, 10. Go for 10. Even if you go for 6, I'll be happy. And even if you, I don't know if you have counted your number of steps per day. Have you counted? No. Then you should buy a fitness tracker. Nandita, are you listening?
I have it. I don't wear it.
For birthday, get on a nice Fitbit.
No, okay? I have it. Don't get me anything.
Okay.
So we need to do steps anyway every day, right?
You have to for health. Okay, let's not say in my talks, I always bring in health more than weight loss. Weight loss will happen. It's a side effect of a healthy lifestyle. Yes. So my emphasis is always on good health. So let's focus on health, and everybody's bothered about nice skin, good hair, good energy, and they should be able to enjoy their life, enjoy their party in the evening after they have finished a hard day's work. If that is the case, then you have to have good health.
Or somebody has won a fitness tracker which Wanitha gifted to me 2 years back. Vani, Divya, you've gifted Divya and you've not gifted me anything in life.
You didn't come to the talk. You were not there on the floor at that time.
You didn't tell me to come. No, you just gift me some motivation. That's all I need.
I think she answered a question. She answered a question, and that is how I gave
you asked us. You said the first person who runs to the stage.
Yeah, correct. That's right, Divya. I remember that. She ran. She was wearing a sari. Is that right?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I remember that.
What a memory.
I made a comment on that. Yes.
Yeah. So tell me now, Wanitha, so not all thin people are fit and not all overweight people are unfit. Is that an accurate statement?
Oh, yes. There are a lot of skinny people who are unfit. Okay. They cannot take a flight of stairs. They'll be panting and puffing. Okay. There are people who are on the heavier side, but they can climb 2 stairs without panting and puffing. That is called stamina. That is called cardiorespiratory strength and endurance. So when you work on it, you will definitely be able to improve your stamina. Right. Stamina goes down with age, so therefore we need to work on it.
Right. So today we are all working under high stress, work from home, children, in-laws, husbands, everybody are right there in front of you 24/7. The men are also in that house, stuck, working from home. Hopefully things are opening up. But tell me now, between calls, between sitting on the chair all the time, our theme today is exercise from home, at home, on your seat for, I think you have said we can do it from our chair. So let's get into that a bit, and then we will come back to talking more about the stuff you're doing online and what we can all join up with.
Surely. So before that, I would like to teach you some secret exercises.
Yes, please.
All right. And, nobody in the house or, even at your workplace will even realize you're exercising. But at the same time, you are toning, different parts of the body. And let us start off with your butt. Okay. So I think there are mostly women, even if men are there, this is for you. Everything goes down towards gravity, right from your cheeks to your chin, to your, chest or bust, to your stomach, to your butt. Everything goes down towards gravity. That is why it is called aging. Okay. We are all programmed to age. And how do we lift it all up against gravity? By exercising, toning exercises. So what I want you to do is, it's a secret exercise. So obviously I cannot show you. So can you guys out there squeeze your cheek butt? Squeeze your cheek butt. It shouldn't be obvious. Secret. Oh, your cheek butts are getting nicely squeezed.
I will give you these cheeks also some exercise.
Yeah, your cheek butt, okay? Squeeze your butt, squeeze it. Yeah, nobody knows, but at the same time, you are toning it, okay? You're packing it tightly, you're toning it. So do this many times in the day, it can be done even 100 times in a day. Hold it for 10 counts and release it. And you will definitely notice over a period of time, a change over a period of time. Don't expect, things to change overnight. It will not have one exercise.
Don't expect a Beyonce or a J-Lo butt overnight.
Unless you're going to, have one butt silicone put on you. Okay. And yes, and then there is the same thing that you can, have the exercise can be repeated here too. Okay. Squeeze your stomach inside, hold it in. Breathe naturally. It's called the vacuum pose. Is working the transverse abdominis, and it's really good to strengthen your lower back as well as tone your gluteal muscle.
So I know for the stomach, it's very important to maintain posture.
A posture, yeah. You gotta have your shoulders back all the time, chin parallel to the floor. This prevents, injuries, posture-related injuries. I'm just gonna put my camera a little away so that I can show you another stretch. I hope you guys can see my legs. Okay, you can.
Yes.
All right. So now, can you see me here? Okay.
Yeah.
On your toes there. On your toes. See? Can you see that? This is none of these exercises will make you lose fat in that area. We're talking about strength. We're talking about stretch. We're talking about, strengthening, toning that area. So you're going to be just like this. If you can stand, please go ahead and stand and do the same thing. So your entire body weight is on your, lower body now. Your calf muscles are getting a nice exercise there. All right. You can lower it, take it up, lower it, take it up. So that's another exercise, and you can squeeze and stretches while at your desk, and you are like super busy with meetings. Do not worry, sit on the chair. You are a part of a Zoom meet, and you just cross your leg, go forward like this. Can you see that? Go forward. Just go forward and continue to listen. So your gluteal muscle is stretching. Then if you have stretched here for about 30 seconds, please repeat it on the other side. Do not forget that. So you get a conversation, you get a call, and okay. So my online studio is right behind this. Okay, you get a call. Okay? Instead of sitting there and stopping, talking why don't you exercise? Okay? You're just gonna stand up. And you will get your feet hip width apart, knees should be soft, push your hip back and lower yourself, have a conversation. Isn't it possible? It is possible.
Very possible.
You can also do your outer thigh lift when you're having a conversation. You can do that. Or you can walk it up. You can go walking, all right? On your toes. Remember, I did this toes balancing.
Yeah.
Walk on your toes and then have a conversation. Or you can go on your heel. Can you see that heel, Wanitha? Heel. Okay, can you see that? Walk the same way on the heel and continue to speak on the floor. So you can squeeze in exercises. It's not about losing weight. It's about strengthening, toning, improving blood circulation, and also it promotes joint mobility. Now there's one more chair squats that you can do, which is get up, sit down, get up, sit down, get up, sit down. That's a chair squat.
Oh, that's
so. There's so many things that you can do, and only people should have a will. not an excuse. Even if you have an excuse, I have an exercise for you. Dumbbells, I don't have dumbbells. Okay, use water bottles. Okay, okay, water bottles. You can do bicep curls. And just because I showed this, don't go on doing every day this. There is a structure, there is a way. You need to seek trainers' help to do that. Because a bicep muscle has an opposite muscle. We in the body, we have push and pull muscles. The back muscles are push muscles. The front muscles are pull muscles. We need this activity for day-to-day life. So, opposite muscle of bicep is tricep. So, you need to work on your tricep. Okay, I have said, oh, she said bicep, opposite muscle, tricep. I will do this every day. Your body will get used to it. Okay? And 48 hours of muscle group, that muscle group should rest. And you can do only after 48 hours. Initially, this will be like, oh my God, this is so much. When I should finishing this part, I had enough, okay? That's because you're not ready for it. So I always tell my students, take it easy, go for less number of repetitions and walk around. And then we will go on to the next exercise. Okay? Then this 100 reps becomes so easy because you got strong. This water bottle becomes like a pencil. Oh, you can't let it. So that is when it's called progression. So later on, you'll have to move on to lifting heavier weights and doing more reps. So that is called progression.
Will we always need a trainer?
You will. You cannot. I know a lot of people are telling me during this lockdown, they got hooked onto YouTube videos and they've been watching a whole lot of YouTube videos and doing so many kinds of exercises on their own. All right, and then there's so many people have reached out to me on Instagram and they've asked me, man, I was doing that workout. I have ended up with Achilles tendon, plantar fascia, calcaneus heel spur. All this happens in your feet because if you jump
it's not possible for everyone to have a trainer.
Why not?
Huh?
So that is where I come in. Okay, that is where I come in because I am. I started off as a fitness professional, then I went on to become a fitness activist, but because people were being taken for a ride and people were overdoing it and that supplements came in and, everything became so business module kind. Then I became a fitness educator because the educated people were doing everything wrong. All these things lead to injury and, these people will be put out of action and walking itself becomes an ordeal. Yes. So their day-to-day life, the quality of their day-to-day life is gone. Okay? So I don't want that to happen. So I tell everybody, I get, calls from people from every nook and corner of Karnataka where they don't have gym facilities or women are not allowed even to walk. They tell me, madam, if I wear shoes and walk, they laugh at me. They have a conversation. They gossip. I said, it doesn't matter. It's their loss. You are not doing anything wrong. You're going to be wearing clothes, wearing shoes and walking. Just don't care. They'll also fall into place soon. Okay. And then I tell everybody walking, brisk walk. It's a multi-muscle, multi-joint walk. So yoga is something that I encourage people to do because we have a lot more certified yoga teachers than compared to our industry, the fitness industry, like the general exercises or gym or any of those things, okay? Freehand exercises. So group classes also. So I suggest you guys go to 2 to 3 yoga classes to a certified. Recognized certification is very important. Attend their classes and cardio is very important. There are 3 components. Cardio, strength and flexibility. Yoga covers body weight exercises, strength and also flexibility. What is missing? Cardio. Go ahead and do your cardio. So you will see a big change when you are consistent to this fitness routine. More than that, what is important? I never fail to say.
We'll come to that. But let's talk a little bit about a lot of women are, the misconception is we don't want to build muscle. We don't want to look muscular. We don't want to do weights because we will look manly and muscular. So can you tell us a little bit about why women need to change that, especially as they grow older? Because I think muscle strength, loss of lean muscle is what is a big issue as you grow older, and especially during perimenopause and postmenopause.
And bone density.
Bone density,
okay.
Yes.
So that's a good question, Sheetal. I'm loving this, and you're coming up with valid questions, and I'm so liking it. And the energy is like, wow, Wherever I'm bringing out the best in me.
Now that
Okay.
energy has to be converted into exercise now.
That's right. So yes, okay, lots of women have this misconception. Again, these people are educated, and they don't understand that we do not have testosterone and how much a bodybuilder has to slog to get the kind of muscles that he has to compete. The amount of bananas, amount of raw eggs, and they do not have water, they do not have carbs, they live in the gym, they take supplements, they take steroids, they take fat burners, and the result is what you see them on the stage magazine or photos, okay, on Facebook. And you have seen the repercussions of this kind of training because we're going against nature. So all of us need to strength train because our ancestors did, our great grandparents did. They did farming, which was equivalent to strength training, and they drew water from the well, and they never cooked on a platform. They always sat down, and they got a major, Hindu squat, Hindu deep squat. They would lunge. They had to get up. They couldn't sit and finish that, cooking there. They had to bend because of farming, and washing the clothes was not done by a machine.
Toilets. We had Indian
Chucky piecing, yeah. What about chucky piecing? Yeah. What about pounding? Even chutney was like, had to be ground like this. So, they were all strength training exercises. They had to carry water from the river, and, water here, baby here, and, you drag the baby too. That was strength training. And how are we doing that is the question. No, we are very busy either tapping the remote control or our touch phone. Oh, we are so close to our phones that, everybody else around us doesn't matter anymore. They don't matter anymore. So we need to. So definitely you will not build muscles, but whatever muscles you are going to lose with age. So that is called muscle sarcopenia. That is a natural thing that happens, and you lose out. You lose out your muscles naturally because of aging. It's called muscle degeneration. Okay, that starts from the time you are 30 years old. And also muscle atrophy happens. When muscle atrophy happens? When you lead a sedentary lifestyle, because you're not using your muscle, you will lose your muscle. Okay, so please don't do that, and use it, muscles, and there's a way of doing it, and please go ahead and do it.
So Nandita's asking, isn't Surya Namaskar a form of cardio?
No, it isn't. It isn't. Oh. And it is you are leading yourself to repeated stress injuries, okay? Because you're doing the same predictable workout. Your body already knows what's the next move because you've been doing it for years now. All right, please do not do Surya Namaskar so many times. And also our lifestyle has changed. It's not like it used to be when yoga evolved. Okay, it's a very demanding, power-packed life that we lead. You have to work on your agility, speed, power, neuromuscular integrity, mental agility, physical agility, coordination to meet the demands of the current situation. Yeah. So please include a skill-based cardio. It has to be anything like my structured aerobics is definitely skill-based. We cover everything. Imagine how somebody playing tennis. Are they playing tennis like this? It is predictable. It's coming from here. No, you don't know. You're like, focusing, concentration, shuffling, lifting. All that is happening at one go. And you can play shuttle in the house, or, you can go and join any academy, and at least weekly twice do this. Okay. Apart from if you're walking, like I suggested walking, right? If you have a facility or an arrangement that you can make to, do one of the racket sports, go ahead and do that.
Okay, so I think a combination of functional training, cardio, and stretching is the ideal mix.
Body weight and external resistance. Okay, now let me tell you one more thing, okay? So in yoga or even in the gym, like gym though I'm against gym, okay? I'm not at all a gym promoter, because have you seen people doing leg press here? Okay, they go pressing.
I had a slip disc because of that. I had a really bad issue because of that.
Oh.
And then I had a slip disc with a personal trainer, if you please, lifting weights, because they kept me bent. Even though the weight was not much, but I was bent forward for a long time. So the minute I stood up, I heard the crick.
Poor posture. Okay, when you do an exercise, that's why I said, you can't do it on your own. Your alignment has to be.
It was with a personal trainer at a well-known gym.
Because that personal trainer is not certified.
He's certified.
It is
Imagine.
not a recognized certification.
Pata nahi yaar.
Okay.
You know, that is one of the reasons I'm the way I am. You've seen me
I know
for
about it.
years, right?
I know about it. Yeah.
I used to do aerobics back to back 20 years ago. I was really fit. But every time I joined a gym, I have hurt a different body part. And the
Yes,
minute
I
you
know a lot of
stop,
people.
there's a long gap. You don't feel like going back. That's when you put on more and more. So that's been
Exactly.
happening to me at intervals. And then I said, I don't think I need to ever do a gym again.
And you're comfortable with what you are, and and you don't
But
want to do anything.
I'm feeling the effects now on my joints. So now I know I need to do something about it. So
I'm so happy. Start with walking, the safest. Like I said, don't depend on anybody. All you
so tell
need.
me, treadmill walking is okay, or is the
No.
elliptical
But,
better?
choose it for the rainy day if you already have a treadmill. But if you have plans to buy cardio equipment for your house, then I would suggest a cycle. Again, the cycle shouldn't be 90 degrees. It should be 45 degrees wala. So it's safe for your knees, okay? And it will be cushioned. But then you can't do a simply non-resistant wala, pedaling and say, I cycle for 40 minutes. Initially it is okay, but then you have to build that resistance, and they have a knob where you can create the resistance and push yourself harder. Say 1 minute today, I am going to do for that 1 minute, high pace. Okay,
So
resistance wala pace.
between a cycle and an elliptical, which one?
Both are okay, but a treadmill is
better than a
passive.
treadmill, right? Better than a treadmill.
Yes, treadmill is passive workout. Your efforts are very less, and I wouldn't suggest that. You'd rather go walk on the road. All right. I still feel if you can cycle outside, it's even better. And even when you're walking and even when you're cycling, choose different terrains. Don't go on the same predictable road every day. Explore, go to different areas. So today you went here, you will come back to the same road after 1 week. Okay, explore. Some roads are uphill, some roads are downhill. Okay, choose that way, and you will challenge your body and surprise your body and burn more calories. So I was talking about gym equipment, and this, leave it to the bodybuilders, leave it to people who want to bulk up. It's not for you. You need to be doing a functional workout. What is your functional workout? Like picking up a baby or even a basket, okay, a shopping basket from the floor. So your exercise should mimic that. Your exercise should mimic that. So you're going to pick it up and take it up, okay? This should be an exercise. There are some times where you have to pick up heavy things from here and transfer it to the cupboard there, or you have to put it there. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to pick it up and up. So this is functional. So you got to move in 3 dimensions rather than moving in 1 dimension. And
so the worst way to bend to pick up something is without bending your knees. You have
to bend your knee. Yes. Bend your knees.
A lot of us just bend at the waist. We bend at the waist and pick up, and that's when we have back issues.
Yeah, and it doesn't happen at one time. It's like a build-up. That slip disc was a build-up, okay, and a week back also. And one more thing I want to say: if you drop something on the floor, let's say a pencil, if you want to pick it up, please bend your knees and pick up the pencil. So this way, your lower back is safe. Right. All right, and also posture. Posture. These days, people are not maintaining posture. You gotta sit upright. Okay, this is also wrong. It's supposed to sit like this. L shape. Okay, full feet on the floor, stomach drawn in. Repractice shoulder blades, chest up, chin parallel to the floor. Work like this. You get amazing ergonomic chairs. If you're working from home, invest in that. It is a good buy. Okay, it will save you from running to the doctors with posture-related injuries.
I've also realized you should never sit with your legs crossed at the ankles, at the knees, or force your knees closed. It has to be hip distance apart. So it doesn't matter how much the gap is between your knees, because that's what aligns it, right?
Okay, so this is how you're supposed to be standing. But ladies, you might find it a little bit awkward in the beginning. Your feet has to be hip width apart. Do not overestimate your hip. Do not underestimate your hip. Initially it could be awkward. Distribute your weight onto your right leg and the left leg. Draw your stomach inward. Okay, chin parallel to the floor. You can have your conversations like this. You can have your conversations. You can put it like this. But then, the minute you do this, you're shifting your weight, and it's not your natural alignment. You will end up with injuries. Okay, or you can. Before I certified, I used to stand like this. Look at my posture. Look at the load I'm putting on these 2 areas. Luckily, I certified, and I corrected my posture. Even if I'm giving a 1 hour talk, I'm always like this. And even I have to speak about footwear. I have to speak about footwear. High heels are good, but not good for your knees. All right. The minute if you are like that particular a dress requires you to wear pointed heels, go ahead, wear it. But the minute you see a chair, sit down. Okay. Try not to stand for long hours. Your knees and lower back will go for a toss. You're not made able to stand like this.
I follow one thumb rule. The thinner you are, the thinner your heel can be. The bigger you are, your heel needs to get broader accordingly.
Broader. Platform heels.
To
if
balance,
you see, and
balance
all
your
the
weight.
time is platform heels.
Yeah. No, I think we are victims of the fashion world. And I think we need to be a little practical about things. If you're going for a really short time and you're going to pose a few times and then sit down, please wear your heels. But if you're going to be standing through the evening, please wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah, I would like to end it in a nice way, this particular sentence. Don't wear footwear which is not appropriate or recommended, and enjoy your two doctors, your right doctor, your left doctor. Don't enjoy them. You can't enjoy life.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about what can we do? We are always on our computers, on our phones. Is there something we can do in the house for our upper body to not just strengthen it, but to tone it, to ease it?
Yeah.
Like something on the chair that you gave us for our butt and our legs and everything. Something for the upper body, for the neck and shoulder.
All right. So there are three parts of our body: upper body, midsection, and lower body. So I told you a couple of things for lower body, and I also showed you bicep curls, and I also did this, right? Overhead press. So now in this midsection, the battle with the midsection, the bulge is like the world's longest and the hardest war, and nobody has won it like that. Okay, hard work has to go in there. And here we have, many things happening here. We have tires here, okay? And again, some people have tire here and tire here. And otherwise, a nice big balloon, especially if you're progressing towards menopause. It's like, hey, hello, one pot belly. That's a gift that menopause gives you. Thanks to all the muscles that you have lost because you didn't use it. And also, hormones, okay? Hormones, kabhi khushi, mostly gum. Always upset, and they act like Hitler. They rule you. I have no control over my hormones. No way. Whatever I do, I still don't have control over my hormones. Some days are good, some days are really bad. Okay, so don't get like nothing is like. Don't get to a stage where you have to slog. Start now. If you're young, especially, start now. Start taking care of yourself. So yahan pe tired people come and say, I have love handles. Taking care. It came out of love. Okay, so you cannot. There is no spot reduction. No spot reduction. No spot reduction. No spot gain. No spot gain. Nothing can. You cannot dictate terms to your body. So now let us see how you can tone. Tone and strength both are important. Okay. So if I am able to do this with ease, it's my day-to-day activity. I need to make. If I have to wear my clothes, my action is this, right? So if I have to do this. People, just imagine people with arthritis in joint tissues, how they struggle, they seek other people's help. Don't get there. All right? That happens because of immobility. So let's go. Sit on the chair. Feet flat on the floor at 90 degrees. Just pretend you're trying to touch the floor, breathe out, and go on the opposite side. But this is a controlled movement. I see a lot of people who come to my strength training class who are like not exposed to this freehand exercises. They go like this. They go, excuse me, speed is working. Strength is not working. Your muscles are not put to work. Okay? So go slow, fall parallel to your own body and center. Then again, try to touch the floor on the other side, center. That's beginners. Once this becomes easy for you, you're going to stick to endurance. You're going to go only on one side and back. Only on one side and back. That has also become easy for you. Hold a water bottle. That has also become easy for you. Hold a dumbbell bigger than this. All right. That also can be variated. So that's your midsection. You can do seated abs. Okay. These are seated abs. right? You work your midsection. Whenever you're doing seated abs or your ab exercise, remember, you should form a C out of your body. So you've got to cave in like this. Only then this muscle contracts and expands. Contract, this is crunches. This is crunches. Okay, you got to do that. And if you just lift your leg up, your butt is working. You remember that, okay?
And
Upper body
it's breathe in for contract and breathe out for release, right?
Yes. So again, it's different for different exercises. And remember, like this is going towards gravity. Gravity, if you throw anything up, everything comes down, right? It has to come down because of gravity. So this is easy. So people, when you're lowering, it has to be controlled. You're like resisting that gravity. That is when your muscles will be built, toning happens, all that happens. So this, they will not tell you on YouTube. All right. An uncertified trainer will definitely not know about it because that person also referred YouTube. So you need a trainer to tell you to do that. So again, variations on that come. Alignment, posture, execution, variation has to be monitored, and only a certified trainer can do that.
Super. So now let's come to the main thing, which is your diet, and the whole market is flooded with weight loss teas, supplements, Herbalife, this, that, protein shakes, this shake, that supplement. It's becoming an expensive propagate. I mean, it's where do you start and where do you end? Should I pay for a personal trainer, or should I be doing all this and go broke in life?
So like I said, I became a fitness activist because of this. You go for a personal trainer, you pay him extra, you pay your gym membership. If you're working out in a gym facility, plus you are going to take the supplements your gym trainer is asking you to take, because they get 40% commission from each supplement. You don't even need it. Nature has given us enough and more. Okay, vegans are building bodies, and why should you need those supplements? Right? Unless you are like, your diet is like, say you're super busy, you're living alone and you're in a PG, accommodation, and that way probably you can pick up a supplement which is got plant source. Like I myself, because I am, off dairy, like I've just reintroduced dairy, and I'm off eggs. I'm off eggs and nuts also, because I'm reacting to it. It's giving me a bloat, probably because of menopause. And that is, luckily I got back my curves.
Are you old enough to have menopause?
Yeah, I'm 54. Okay. And I take this particular protein, which is made from, the protein sources, peas and brown rice. And I get 30 grams. It has no sugar, no nothing. I just have it with water, and 30 grams of proteins I get there. Otherwise, I'll have to load myself with lots of nuts. So if you are not intolerant to, dairy, go ahead and have your low-fat dairy. You can have eggs if you do not have any problem with, consuming eggs. Okay, there is an option. That's always an option. So you don't have to do that. And Herbalife, I have a ready-made script, kept, because I keep answering every other day. People say, "Ma'am, this one is suggesting me to take Herbalife. Can I take? Ma'am, that person is taking. Ma'am, I'm planning to take." So I have cut, copy, paste, and tell them this is what, no, it's not going to be. Why? Longer the shelf life, shorter is yours. It could be healthy food or unhealthy food or weight loss powders. So don't do it. Why are you paying to...
Repeat that sentence slowly.
Okay. I forgot what I said. I said it to the floor.
Longer the shelf life,
shorter is your life. Yeah. So longer the shelf life, shorter is yours, be it healthy food, be it, supplements, or be it any unhealthy food also. So why are you picking that up? Why are you paying for you to, to invite disease? Why? Don't do that. So start from the scratch.
We have a few questions I'm going to get to first before I forget. Sonali Pri Kapoor is asking, how do we shift from brisk walking to running? Though it's subject to stamina, but what do you advise?
Yeah, actually I don't
progress from brisk walking to running.
Yeah, actually I don't promote running at all. It is said running is for horses. And where are you running? You're running on a hard surface. Constantly you're hitting your ankle, and your ankle and you're one of the first joint to be affected, and then your knee, and then that shoots into your lower back. Please do not run. Stick to brisk walk. Even if you want to run, make sure the surface is like sandy. Okay, like there are some fields which have at least in South Bangalore, like
The unpaved
mud,
roads. The
yeah,
unpaved roads, yeah.
like a sports field
Yeah.
or grass. Okay, and 1 minute you can use it as like Sheetal said earlier, interval training. 1 minute of run, 5 minutes of brisk walk,
Yeah.
and uphill, downhill, cycle one day, do these kind of things. Why should you be doing only one thing?
So the other question I'm being asked by Nandita is, do we have to do the 10,000 steps in one go? Or if we are doing, if considering we are working out also, through the day 10,000 steps or 10,000 steps at one go?
Whoever has a fitness tracker, they haven't been using it optimally because you can set up the timing. Okay, like if you haven't covered the 250 steps in 1 hour, you can set it up. Okay, do that now, explore it, and it reminds you, get another 33 steps to finish 250 steps in this hour. So that time it comes.
No, but what is ideal? Should we do
That's
it in
what.
one go
So
or through
it
the
should
day?
be spread over the day. Spread over the day. Yeah. So it is to encourage you to get up and walk, to improve blood circulation and promote mobility in your joints. Right. That is what it is about. So set that reminder and start walking. Otherwise, we forget. I told you, we lead a mechanical life.
Yeah. What's the best form of cardio?
Like I said, skill-based cardio, and whatever I am today, it is because of my structured aerobic classes. The one which you went to is dance aerobics, and that is where I became, seeing all my friends, who got injured with the dance aerobics. I became an activist. That is where my activism started. And dance aerobics is you're doing something many times here, but you're not doing the same thing on this side. So it is not balanced. Okay, whatever your right side does, the same number of time, the same intensity, your left side should be doing to balance out on strength, toning. It's very important. So that is why I don't promote dance aerobics. Mine is structured skill-based aerobics, where it works on many skills which I mentioned earlier. And like I said, go for walking one day, cycling one day, swimming whenever it is possible. Like when things get better, keep that in mind. And you also can play some music in the house and dance away. And dance is like, again, skill-based. You're moving the way you want, right? It's unpredictable. Music is like something that beat, according to the beat, you move. Also, you can, play a sport. Most importantly, play a sport, one game. At least weekly once, include a sport. Any sport, like a game.
I think like my cousin sister Shalini is here, and she reminded me of how much we used to cycle. I think what has, with all the weight that I've put on, my upper body is really weak. I know that it's really weak. My legs have held strong because of the amount of cycling I've done and the initial years of aerobics. And I was very active in school. So I was doing throw ball, I was doing table tennis, I was doing all of that. So I think my lower body has held strong despite the abuse I've put it through because of that early years of solid strength I've given it. We used to cycle like crazy for like from Double Road in Shantinagar to Vidhan Soda, inside Vidhan Soda. Then we'll park the bike and we'll do those Vidhan Soda steps. This in the good old days when we were allowed to get near Vidhan Soda, anywhere near Vidhan Soda.
And there was no traffic, no pollution.
No traffic, nothing. I mean, those are the really good days.
Yeah.
We have some questions on diet. So one thing is for clear, I can work out 5 hours in the gym, and if I come and eat like I always do, then there's going to be no difference. Correct?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't even make sense. Okay, why are you going to the gym in the first place? According to you, it's to burn calories, lose weight. So there is how do you lose weight? Calorie expenditure, which happens with work, movement, exercise, and then calorie deficit. You have to eat less to lose weight. Okay, 250 calories, fewer calories you will consume, and expend 250 calories via activity. Okay, via exercise. That is 500 calorie expended every day. Okay, 250 from your diet, 250 from your exercise, 500. So in 7 days, you would have burned 3,500 calories if you're being consistent, and that is half a kilo weight loss. Okay, if you burn 3,500 calories, then it is half a kilo weight loss. So in a month, you can lose about 2 to 2.5. And if your circumference is big, you can lose more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it has to be so it's according, I know you've told me this 100 times, 70% diet, 30% is your workout, right?
I people say 70, but I say it's 80. Oh, sorry. People say 80, I say 70. You're right.
Yeah, I remember you
70%,
telling me
yes.
70. Yeah.
Yeah, 70% of the weight loss comes from your diet, and 30, from your, reverse it, 70 from your diet and 30 from your exercise. And exercise, why it can be 30 and not 20? Because strength training can boost your metabolism. Because more muscles you have, your metabolism will be revved up.
Okay. Now, Divya says she's just signed up for 1 week of detox uh, program, NAG Extreme Clean Eating and Flushing the System. Is that safe or any red flags?
I don't promote detoxes, and a lot of people who have reached out to me for as an influencer activity, and they said, "Can you promote us 1 week of juicing, and we will send you this?" I said, "I don't believe in it because I eat healthy. I don't need any detox. When you eat healthy, and if you have made food from the scratch, and if you haven't touched any junk food, fast food, refined food, convenience food, instant food, you don't need to detox at all." So even if you have been consuming, there is no need to detox yourself that way. You just can go off one meal and drink plenty of water, have plenty of fruits and vegetables, whole grains. That itself flushes out along with exercise. Exercise is a very good detoxer, and there are so many yoga poses which will work on detoxing your internal organs. Anything where your knees are pressed against your midsection, where all the internal organs are there, blood goes away from there. All right, when blood comes back, when you release your legs, when the new blood comes in, it comes with nutrients. So it is very important to practice yoga like these kind of asanas, like Pavana Muktasana. Okay, Pavana Muktasana, or as simple as just lie down on the bed and hug your knees.
Hug your knees. Yeah,
hug your knees towards your chest.
Yeah,
that's a good detox.
Okay. What is a good? I have questions about what is a good time to have fruits.
Fruits. Okay, I suggest anything between before 2 o'clock. Before 2 o'clock, start with the fruit and have a lunch.
From a meal, you can have it with a meal.
I have it before a meal. That is lunch. I'm talking about lunch. Have before lunch, and because it is sugars. Okay, it's high in sugar. You still have to control the portion size. Just because it's a fruit, it is good, healthy. You cannot have a whole lot of it. And then it has to be controlled. Portion size has to be controlled because excess sugar is converted into fat. So I have to tell people how they gain weight. Okay, anything that is more than required is converted as fat and stored away in the banks that we have in our body. So all of us have problem areas. Some of us have it in cheeks, some of them here, some chest, and some in the stomach, some love handles, thighs, inner thigh, butt, hips, calf muscles. Yeah, depends. It's genetic. It depends from where you got this from, these pockets. And if you see your parents and not likelihood, genetically you would have got it from the same place. But here, world over. Yeah.
So, what is your thought on intermittent fasting?
I also do intermittent fasting. Everybody should do intermittent fasting, and everybody, like especially one community which is Jains, they have been doing intermittent fasting, and this has been happening from centuries. They all eat early dinner. Okay, I also finish my dinner by 6:30 max, and I eat my next meal is at 8:30. That itself is intermittent fasting. So do that instead of killing yourself in the morning and getting hangry. You know what hangry is, it right?
Hungry.
Anger with anger with hunger is hangry. Instead of being hangry, upset, and developing an acidic stomach, and eyeing at food like that, and going to places and being like, oh, I'm on intermittent fasting, that's okay, and instead of doing all those things, have a hurry dinner and go to sleep.
So what is the best food for people who are in perimenopause and menopausal spaces? Nuts, proteins.
Yeah. In general,
what should your diet be more heavy on, and what should it be lighter on?
Okay, so in general, I'm just talking because there are all age groups here, even from the kid to elderly senior citizen, all of us need the 6 nutrients, which is complex carbohydrates, lean protein, healthy fat, vitamins, minerals, and water. All these are 6 nutrients, and you should make sure that you are including it. And it definitely doesn't come in that 2-minute wala movement. Okay, it doesn't come. Nothing comes. It's like waste. All right. So now growing children need a lot of protein, and they also need a lot of calcium, because that's the time they're building their bones. Okay, the density of the bone is decided there in the growing period. So make sure that your child gets enough activity, calcium, and protein. Okay, protein to build muscles. Now, as you grow older, also you will need calcium and you will need protein. Let's talk about this 30 plus, 35 plus. And of late, I see PCOD cases have been on the rise, and thyroid, hormonal issues, and irregular periods, lack of periods, and also early menopause. I have seen all this is happening not only because of your unhealthy lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle, and it's also because of adulterated food. Okay, that is something that you should keep in mind if you're eating out. Be very careful. Why? One of the reasons you should eat out fewer times is because of the adulterated ingredients they could be using. The source may not be good. Okay, because it's always a compromise.
One of the biggest thing is palm oil, which they use. They don't use healthy oil. They use
At
palm
all.
oil outside, which is the most
Yes,
unhealthy oil to use. And it's also
exactly.
environmentally the most unfriendly oil to use.
Yeah, and my daughter is a wildlife conservationist, and she really gets mad at anybody who is using a palm oil product in the house. That the packet should not have none of the ingredients at palm oil. Yeah. So okay, and then so as we age, like 40 plus, 45 plus, start introducing plant estrogen foods. So it is yam. It is you can use yam is one of my favorites. Okay, I use it regularly. Tofu, any soy product, any soy product. So today, if you have thyroid, please consult your doctor when you're using soy. All right, you can use tofu today. You can have tofu meat tomorrow. You can have tofu granules or soya chunks. You can have any other soya product or soya flour, and you can vary it. Okay, but again, portion size matters. And
you're getting
mushrooms.
soya curd. You're getting soya curd. You're getting
Curd,
soya
yes.
milk. You're getting tofu, very good tofu. You're getting very good paneer. You're getting soya granules. You're getting mock meats made out of soya. There's a lot of soya products available right now. There's tempeh, which is soya based, which is a much healthier version.
Much healthier version.
Tempeh is very good also for, and it's very very good for diabetics and thyroid people, because it doesn't have that
It's
ingredient
a good probiotic.
Yes, yes.
It's a probiotic.
So tempeh is a good option for people who have thyroid and need to, tank up on soya.
Yeah, so include mushrooms also. It's very good, and almonds, of course. And it is collagen. Collagen goes down as the estrogen goes down in the body, and that's the only way to supplement is get it from your food source. And almonds are very good vitamin E sources. So go ahead and eat it.
So almonds, Vani, you eat the almonds as they are, or do you soak?
No. Soak it. So what happens when you eat it raw? It's a natural mechanism that a plant or a tree adapts. Okay, to avoid squirrels and birds attacking the fruit they produce, it releases a kind of acid. All right, so that acid stays on in those nuts and seeds. So when you soak it and remove the skin, you're getting rid of that particular acid, which could be bad for you. So please skin them out and have. But however, walnut, it doesn't happen because it's really hard. Okay, walnut can be had, just break it. Walnut is very important. Please have it. Have flax seeds, chia seeds. They're all going to help you sail through menopause. But then you should drink enough water when you have flax seeds, because flax seeds are like sponge. They just draw every bit of water from your body, and you get dehydrated. So have flax seeds for sure. It's very good to manage your menopause issues, and also get a friend who you can speak to. Like I told you, it's all a hormonal activity. You're a nice person, but suddenly, everybody in the house finds you irritating, bugging, and they're trying to avoid you because you're screaming, you're angry, you're agitated, you're jumping on them, blaming them for everything. And that is because of your hormones, and you go through this depression, and you feel like they didn't even say anything to you, but you are crying like a baby. You said that to me, all this can be distracted via exercise. Go, practice meditation, pranayama, listen to music, get that a friend who dil ki baat sunegi, okay? Get that friend, pour your heart out to them, okay? Just for 1 minute, don't spoil your relationship with your family members, all right? And let the punching bag become your friend who will understand you.
Correct. So I have Bina's very sweetly saying this is so inspiring and your energy is so good, Vani. Bina Kaur.
Thank you.
She says she loves listening to you. You're so
Thank you.
energetic and she's learning so much. Anjana is laughing away at my JLo comment. Then we have a lot of great comments coming in from the Facebook page. Now tell me, what is your regular daily meal plan like? Let us hear.
Meal. Yeah. Let me talk about meal and exercise food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your
So,
exercise will be next level because you're conducting classes. That's why
yeah.
your exercise will be next level.
Yeah. But you
Okay,
know what?
now let's assume you are me. And my
Mm.
target is I want to lose 5 kilos by the end of this 3 months. It's not a
Thank
big
God you
number.
said 3 months. Wise
No,
girl.
I'm being very realistic knowing myself.
Yeah.
So I will have cheat days. So now tell me, ideally, I am working out after a long period of time. Tell me for
Mm.
me now, what should my daily plan be like and what should my exercise be like?
Yeah. First of all, one plan doesn't suit all. Okay.
Yes.
So there could be people with PCOD problem or thyroid problem or hormonal issues or when going through menopause. Your struggle is even more harder. But then for everybody, it remains the same. Manage your portion size. Start cooking food from the scratch. Okay. You know where the sources come from oil to salt. Okay. You know everything is of good quality. And this is something people are missing. Chewing food. Chew 32 times. It is difficult, but then become mindful. So even this much can feel, okay, your mind. It's all about your mind. If you eat this much, your mind will think you've eaten this much, provided you chew. So this way you can manage your portion size and digestion starts from here. Okay, and this also prevents bloating. So you can eat lesser. So, and I also choose whole grains where your portion size can be managed. So if you're having 4 dosas, if it's come from the white, everything white wala thing, your 4 is like you have to eat 4 dosa to fill your stomach. But if you replace them with millets, all right, or even if you go for millets are local. I talk about local food. If you're going for local millets, 45 kilometers grown crop, then even 2 is enough. And again, 2 is enough. Chew your food. Become mindful. Don't look at your phone and eat. Don't look at the TV and eat. Don't have a conversation and eat. Just eat. If you have an elderly person in the house, they would have corrected you by now. I'm talking about that elderly person being about 80, 90 years old.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. So now tell me, Anshu Modi wants to know what is the best time for eating nuts and the gap to drink water. I think we've covered water before, Anshu. You don't have water half an hour before and after a meal. And I think nuts are best had in the morning or as an in-between snack when you're hungry.
Even at 11
Instead of
o'clock.
eating any junky food, it's better to
No,
have.
even at 11 o'clock, you can have it at 4 o'clock and early morning, or pre-workout, post-workout, nuts can be brought in there, and exercise and water, lots of misconception. People don't drink water while they're exercising. Please have water before exercise, during exercise, after exercise, to replace the lost water in the form of sweat. Even if you don't sweat, your body would have expelled water. Okay.
But I always tell them to sip water, don't glug water.
Yes.
In between
We have, yes. That's why we have sippers. That's why we have sippers, especially when you're exercising and when your heart rate is up. Do not drink water, sip water.
How many almonds and walnuts recommended in a day?
Well, again, there are a lot of people who have 16. So if you're having other nuts and seeds, then 16 is too much. Okay, that is way too much. Fistful is what you're supposed to have. This is handful. Can you see that? Handful. You can't have handful. You should have fistful. How much can a fist hold? Not much. So in that, you should have your nuts and seeds both. Make walnuts pakka, your almonds pakka. Then include sunflower seeds, especially if you're menopausing. And you can use pumpkin seeds or vary them. Today pumpkin, kal, another seed, and keep changing. Yeah. But flax seeds is every day. Flax seeds is every day. A teaspoon of it.
what is the exercise? Any specific exercise we can do during our? Can we exercise during our period?
Oh, good question. Yeah, you can. There are a lot of people who ask me this. My own students, they say it's my second day, first day, fourth day. I don't come. I don't want to exercise for another 5 days. I tell them exercise. Like I always tell them this example because I'm stuck in time. PT Usha was a star Olympic at that time, and then it's like PT Usha saying, "I have my periods today. I'm not going to run." Okay, will she say that? She won't say that. She will run. So exercise actually is good during your exercise, and it helps you get rid of the toxins from your body. All right, it also relieves the cramps. But if you are like really crampy and bleeding heavy, listen to your body. Go for a walk instead of any gym or group class. Just go for a simple walk. Okay, it's again, I would like to go back to time where back then people did not have maids, like our own great grandparents. If they had periods, they would sit down, right? They would sit down, but they would still be active. They would still be active because they were allowed to do other kinds of work. But you can go, times have changed, you can go for a walk. And again, yoga doesn't encourage many kind of asanas during periods, menstrual cycles.
I think
but you still can do yoga.
Lifting weights during period.
Yeah.
I think just avoid. I know my grandmom and all used to say don't lift weights during periods.
No.
That was one of the reason in.
It has nothing to do with your uterus. Nothing to do with your uterus. Okay. Go ahead and lift weights. Okay, as long as you're not doing the bodybuilder kind of other thing. Okay, you're not lifting light weights, so it's okay. General fitness. So, but listen to your body. Listen to your body. Okay.
So, Wanitha, which is the app we can follow you on and join you for your classes?
All right. Actually, you can go ahead and look me up on Instagram, Wanitha Ashok, WANITHAASHOK, and inbox me, message me, and I can send you the details. And if you Google Wanitha Ashok, WANITHAASHOK, you will reach to me directly. You go to my business page and you can reach out to me. My Instagram has a link in the bio. You can just click the link and it will take you to the landing page. Facebook, you can reach out to me. YouTube, you can see plenty of videos of mine. And I don't tell everybody you have to come to my class to see a change or work out right. So I also don't promote people to go to some gym where there is no certified trainer. Oh, that gym is close to your house, go. I always tell them, find out if that person has a certification, a recognized certification. Okay, and of course you can walk, you can dance, you can do many things.
We have a special request today. We have Mahesha who has asked to speak to you directly. I asked for a question, but they want to speak to you directly. Okay. So, Neelam, can you spotlight Mahesha and unmute them? Mahesha, we are running out of time, so it has to be a really short question.
Mahesha is a guy or a girl?
I have no idea.
Ma'am, Ramsa, ma'am, guy, ma'am.
Yes, Mahesha.
Ma'am, actually, ma'am, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಿಮ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾನು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ CS ಸುಧೀರ್ ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಲೈವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವಾಗ್ಲಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ ಫ್ಯಾನ್. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಫಿಟ್ನೆಸ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್ ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂದನೂ ಫಿಟ್ನೆಸ್ ಫ್ರೀಕ್. ನಿಮ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ ನೋಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ತುಂಬಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈಲಿ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ 6 ಮಂತ್ ಇಂದನು. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಂದೇನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇನೆ.
ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ, ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ. ನಾನು ಯಾವತ್ತು ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಒಂದೇ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಹೇಳೋದು, ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ. So thank you so much, and I'm so glad I changed your mindset.
For all those who don't understand Kannada, that was Wanitha's fan who had no question but was very keen to speak to her. He's heard her at some talk 6 months ago, and he's always been into fitness, but since he's heard her, he's not missed a day's workout, he says. So he's very inspired by her. How sweet, Vani.
Thank you.
So I shall be giving you calls like that soon. That, Vani, you've inspired me. I've not missed a day's workout in 6 months. It's not that funny, okay? I'm serious.
I'm waiting.
So we've had some really great questions from our audiences today. Thank you for answering all of them so patiently. And guys, I hope we're all in the same space of mindfulness. Eat mindfully, exercise mindfully, live mindfully, and take these baby steps. with these little life hacks we are sharing on Sundays with Sheetal, and please get to a better state of yourself and a better you. Thank you all for joining me, and see you next Sunday. Bye. Bye, Vani. Thank you so much. I hope you had a interesting conversation with all of us, and your patience is amazing. Your energy is always amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sheetal. And also, I would like to say self-care and self-love is very important. Also, get some me time, and all this together, along with good healthy lifestyle, adds up to your overall wellness. Do not neglect yourself. You're the most important person in your house. You're the foundation of the house. Okay, all you women out there, remember you're the foundation. All right, you take care of yourself so that you can take care of the family, and every fit individual will be able to contribute a lot more to our country. So, on this Independence Day, this is my message to you guys. And any question at all, reach out to me on if it was unanswered here.
Yes, please.
Yeah, if it was unanswered here and if you're feeling shy to ask here on this forum, you can go ahead and ask me on Instagram. And all my consultations are free. And this is my contribution to my country to get it fit, healthy, the right way. Get Fit India.
So since we ran out of time, Vani, I'm going to call you one-to-one to tell me my daily plan.
Yes.
and then we will have a repeat session in 5 months and then see the difference.
Oh yeah.
That way, now that I've committed online, I will have to work on this.
Transform Sheetal.
Pressure on me now. Thank you.
I had a great time, Sheetal. Thank you. I love you. Nandita, best wishes, and Zaivic, best wishes. Sheetal, keep soaring. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Bye,
Bye, guys.